early days of Western America, the Indians first lived without fear of the white man. They had their villages, chiefs, medicine men, and families. They hunted, feasted, danced, and loved. In general, they were a happy lot. They had many superstitions, one of which was the firm belief that death and destruction would befall any one of them who forsook the land of his birth. For this reason, they loved, celebrated, and even worshipped the sun, hills, valleys, clouds, rains, and rivers that gave them their life, their peace on earth.
Dawn wind sighs, wild bird waking, hailing stars, day now breaking from thy light, smoke plume winging, soon you come through red willows singing, sweet love song, my flute calling, o'er far hills, dawn light falling from hush now thy wild
Hello, white swan.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Hello, Chief Eagle Feather. I have good news sent to you from Washington. And oh yes, many gifts sent to your people from Father Sullivan, including this for you.
Oh, the Padre always remember. Him good to my people. Now, tell me news from Washington.
Well, Chief, it seems that your peacefulness and cooperation with the government has won you some favor. And it's been decided that you and your people may live here on the land of your forefathers forever. Or until you break your word and war against the white man.
Then, that is forever. We ask nothing more.
Oh, but there is more, Chief Eagle Feather. Since Eddie here has become Indian agent, he's really been fishing for you. Already he's arranged an increase of 200 head of cattle to be sent to you by spring.
True. Yes. I convinced the government that due to the shortage of buffalo, you needed more cattle.
Good boy, Eddie. What Father Sullivan send?
Oh, the gifts.
Yes.
I'll get them.
He's got a gob of stuff for you.
White Fawn, I hear it won't be long before you'll be becoming a bride. Father Sullivan sent these to further adorn your pretty neck for the occasion.
Crusty.
Oh, and he didn't forget you, young bear. He didn't forget your weakness for a big hat. Here, try it on. See how it looks.
Him truly our brother. Him understand Indian problems.
Well, he should. He's practically an Indian himself. Why, you raised him from a kid, didn't you?
I got your message about the meeting. What's on your mind?
Chico's in town. He gave me a few ideas that might prove very interesting. We'll pick up Len Matthews on the way.
Right.
Oh, George.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Chico. Glad you're here.
Howdy.
Sit down.
Hey, what's the idea anyhow? What's so important we have to have a meeting in the middle of the week?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
First, I want to acquaint Chico with our position. As you already know, Mr. Matthews, Mr. Rockwood, and myself are the selectmen elected by the citizens to run the town and county affairs. They've invested in us the power to act as we see fit. However, we don't like to include the township in some of our more profitable dealings. So you see, we still have to be very careful.
Nobody's wise to us, yes, boss.
Nevertheless, I still want to impress on you why you're on the payroll.
I get you.
I called you men together because I feel that our plan to run Chief Eagle Feather and his tribe out of the Antelope Valley is not working according
Not working? I just finished recording 60 acres in our names this morning.
If you'd let me finish, Len, you might learn something. When I said our plan was not working, I meant to say it was not working fast enough.
Well, we don't have the cooperation of the federal government of the states. So I don't see how else we're going to get rid of those savages.
That's where Chico comes in. He tells me he knows a band of outlaw Indians that can be hired.
Outlaw Indians?
Yeah. When Indians commit crimes, the tribes throw them out forever. They usually gang up and really go wild.
They'll stop at nothing to throw bad light on their own people who banished them.
What would you have them do?
Plenty of things. And it'll all be blamed on the peaceful tribes in the Antelope Valley.
Sounds like a perfect idea.
When we as the selectmen of VOSE City report to Washington that they've broken their treaty, Chief Eagle Feather and his tribe will be driven 100 miles back into the wilderness. Then we move in, stake our claims, the land becomes ours. That's all there is to it.
It'll work. I know it'll work.
Say, boss, that land ain't worth much. What's so valuable in that valley?
Silver. That valley is a veritable sea of silver.
And we may as well get something for our honorary positions as selectmen, besides glory. Where do I cut in besides being on the payroll?
You'll be taken care of, Chico. In fact, we're recording the next claim in your name.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll take mine in cash.
Suit yourself, Chico. But you know what to do.
Yeah, I know what to do. Them Indians ain't moved out yet. You know the boss's orders. He said get rid of them any way we see fit. And that means only one thing.
Two Indians killed. Come on. Don't cry.
Who done it?
White man.
Well, did you recognize him?
No. I hate to see a kid left alone so young. Happened to me when I was about his size.
Yeah, but what are we going to do with him? We can't leave him here.
Me take him. Some of the squaws will care for him.
If you don't mind, Chief, we'll take him to the compound. To Father Sullivan, where he'll be cared for right. I'll see to it that he is.
Uh-oh. I see where we're going to have an adoption right now. Hey, he's a cute little tyke, though. Looks just like a little brown jug.
What's his name, Chief?
All I know, him Indian Charlie's boy.
Well, from now on, he's Little Brown Jug to me. And I give you my word, I'll find out who's responsible for what happened here and see to it that whoever's guilty is punished.
This is not the first time my people been killed or beaten for no cause. Me make peace with white men, but him no make peace with my people. Why?
I assure you that it isn't the government that's behind these outrages.
Well, it's a cinch somebody's raising trouble with the Indians.
Yeah, some purpose behind these attacks, all right. I intend to find out who it is. If you'll give us a little time, we'll get to the bottom of it.
That you will have, my boy. But I warn you, my people very uneasy, ready for warpath.
I'll work as fast as I can.
My wife and I live all alone in a little brown hut we call our own. He likes gin and I like rum. Telling you boys we sure have fun. Ha ha ha, you and me, little brown jug, I do love thee. I never did see a critter get so dirty in so few years. Don't you worry, when I get through with you, you'll shine like polished copper. Father Sullivan, you know what I'm going to do with him?
What?
I'm going to make a cowboy out of him. Yes, sir, that's just what I'm going to do. A real live cowboy.
Someone Eddie tells me he's going to make a lawyer out of him, so he can carry on the fight for his people. And I have a few ideas of what I'm going to make out of him.
And he'll probably wind up making something different out of all of us. Already you're his caretaker and his teacher, and I'm his nursemaid, and Oh.
Here.
Where are you?
Here.
Where? Give it to me.
Have it. Here.
Where? Oh. What did you do that for?
A little refreshment, Captain.
Thank you, Father. I sent for you, Captain Hadley, because I felt that you, being in charge of the fort here, could see your way clear to station a few of your troops here at the compound in VOSE City. Well, their mere presence would quiet things until we could complete an investigation.
To be perfectly honest with you, Eddie, I see no reason for your alarm. If I were to do as you suggest, I'm afraid it would look like we were asking for trouble from the Indians.
But those Indians have a treaty with Washington. Surely they deserve some kind of protection.
My hands are tied on that score. There's nothing I can do for Chief Eaglefeather or any of his tribe without orders from the government. After all, my job is to protect us Americans.
Them Indians is more American than you are.
I appreciate that. But, gentlemen, my situation here is rather difficult. While I'd like to help them, I can't make a move without orders from my superiors. And, by the way, while we're on the subject, that child, according to rules, he has no right to be here off his reservation. He's an Indian.
Me no Indian, me cowboy.
I'm arranging to adopt him, Captain Hadley. Besides, he's just a little boy.
An Indian's an Indian. Good day, gentlemen.
There are very few of us who really try to understand the Indians.
Yes, there are people who are being whipped by deeds far beyond their understanding.
Men like us enjoy and appreciate their happy philosophy.
Yet some men laugh at their suffering.
Here, where English, Irish, Scotch, Italian, men of every race, color, and creed meet, why can't the Indian be one of us? We're all his children.
Oh, I wouldn't take it so hard, Father.
But don't you see that these murderous attacks on these people are allowed to continue? The only natural course for them is to take up arms against us. And that'll be the undoing of all the things I've tried to teach them. My life's work will have gone for nothing.
And yours too, Eddie. You know, you worked a long time to become Indian agent. Well, you have.
There are other ways of handling things.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
The only time you visit us, Father, is when you want something for your Indians. What is it this time?
I've come to ask for your help.
For what?
For their protection against renegade white men. I know that you run things here. And as the town's leaders, if you'll post a reward for whoever's molesting those poor unfortunates, you'll put a stop to it all.
Where would we get the money for a reward? You know the town has no funds, and our position as selectmen is purely gratis.
Maybe you'd like us to stick our hands down our own pockets for those savages.
Maybe I would. Maybe I feel that you'd feel better if you had a chance to really do some good in the world.
You're barking up the wrong tree if you expect any help from us.
But I thought if I explained that it's been my
You
life's
have
work...
explained enough. If it wasn't for your cajoling and humoring those cannibals, they'd have all been executed a long time ago.
And another thing, as far as that church of yours is concerned, I think the community could get along just as well without it.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. I've been looking all over for you, Father. We're ready to ride if you are.
Thank you, my son. And thank you, gentlemen, for your kind understanding.
What you said is true. Any community can do without a church. But think how much better a community can be with one, especially for those who want it, let alone those who need it.
I knew as soon as he got that appointment as Indian agent, he'd make trouble for us.
Listen, he's been aiming for us ever since we took office. He doesn't respect our position or our authority.
He will before we get through with him. I've already sent in a complaint of his management of the Indians to his superior, Commissioner Wright. He's due here any time now. We might even get him removed as Indian agent.
Oh, would you have a clothes, Father?
No thanks, Ezra.
You know what?
Those are the rifles I promised you, Wild Horse. We'll start with the stage. Anything you get is yours, plus anything you want when the job is done, savvy? Me savvy. There'll be plenty of jobs coming up. We'll watch for the stage over here.
Care for bite, Melody?
No, thanks, Miss Kitchen.
Well, take it anyway. You're not eating enough. When your parents engaged me to chaperone you, they warned me of your finicky appetite. If we're going to make it all the way to Europe to complete your education, you've got to eat something. Would you join us in a bite?
Huh? Oh, no, thanks.
How about you?
I haven't digested the last one you gave me yet.
Indians.
Indians? They after us?
What do you think?
I wonder what do you think she's going to do?
Whatever it is, he's going to need some help.
Well, come on.
me where we are now. You all right, Miss Melody?
I'm a bit shaken up, but I'll be all right. Frightening all my life.
I never heard of such a thing on this part of the territory.
Is anyone injured?
Driver and a guard are hurt pretty bad. Are you folks all right?
Luckily we are, thanks to you.
They told us if we took the southern trail, we wouldn't be bothered with Indians.
This is rather unusual for this part of the territory, isn't it?
Yeah, very. And it puzzles me.
These men should be taken to the compound, and quickly, too.
All right, Father. Better get loaded.
Well, look, mister, we can't go back to the compound. I've got to catch a boat for Europe. And boats don't wait.
Is that more important than saving these men's lives?
We better do as he says.
Come on, let's do it.
What do you make of it, Eddie? Do you think Chief Eagle Feather's broken his word?
No, I'm sure he hasn't. It might be that some of the tribe has taken it on themselves to avenge the death of Indian Charlie.
Well, if that's true, it involves the lives and welfare of hundreds of people and the fate of that whole tribe. We must try and stop it.
Well, folks, the driver and the guard are going to be all right.
Well, then how soon can we leave?
That's something I can't answer right now.
Well, can't you order other drivers?
It isn't a case of drivers. It's the safety of you passengers I'm thinking about.
Well, we're willing to take the chance. We have passage on the Queen Victoria from New Orleans, and it's my duty to see that we make it.
I'm a lawyer, Mr. Dean, and I've got a case to defend back in Kansas City. I've been preparing it for weeks, and if I'm not there, my client will lose his shirt.
And if you try to get there, you're liable to lose your scalp. You'd look funny in court without any scalp, wouldn't you?
You can't control the Indians. They better get somebody in here who can.
I'm going to take this up with higher authority. I'm a whiskey salesman, and stopping this coach throws me off my whole schedule.
You're a whiskey salesman, huh? You got any samples?
Get away from that case. There's none for you.
I was afraid of that.
No, I'm sorry, folks. But as Indian agent, it's my duty to avoid trouble. The stage does not go through until I'm sure it's safe.
Where are you going now?
Go and do a little investigation.
Well, must we wait until you get back?
Looks that way.
Well, I'm not waiting. I'm going with you.
I wanted to talk to you before I did anything about that raid on the stagecoach.
Eagle Feather made promise, make no trouble. Eagle Feather, keep promise.
Then none of the tribe is responsible?
We keep peace.
Well, it's got me stumped. They were Indians. I saw them myself.
Maybe outlaw Indians. Maybe Wild Horse.
Wild Horse? Is he back in the territory?
Him back. My braves see him.
Then he's the cause of all the trouble. I felt all along it wasn't any of the tribe. But I had to make sure.
My people trust you, that we shall not be driven from our homes into the hills.
I'll do everything in my power to prevent that.
No, thank you.
Better take it.
But it's too valuable.
Take it anyway. I'll explain later. Thank you, White Fawn. Osio, Utsata, Hanina.
What did you say to her?
I told her you would treasure it forever. You see, the Indians have many unusual customs. They give you jewelry and you accept it. It means a sealing of lasting friendship.
Oh, I'm so glad you told me.
Another romantic notion they have, if a boy and a girl look at a waterfall together, and he should sing to her, she falls in love. Of course, there's nothing to it unless you believe that way.
Everything under the sun has a love song, and someone or something to sing that love song to. I've heard each one to some loved one call, but the sweetest of all is the song of the waterfall. I hear through virgin timber tall the love song of the waterfall, and there it mingles through the trees, a love song born upon the breeze, plunging over rugged rocks, hear the water sigh. Come to me where you are, dear one, here am I, for this is heaven's mating call. The love song of the
You know, Miss Melody, some people forget that Indians are human beings just like anyone else, and that they need an education just as bad as other people. Now, when you get yours, if you decide to take up school teaching, there'll be a fine job waiting for you here.
Don't go getting any funny notions about me. It's the last kind of a job I'd like to have, and this is the last place in the world I'd like to have it.
There. Eddie, you'll have to admit he's the finest looking cowboy that ever rode the plains.
Here, son. My, but that hat is certainly becoming.
It sure is.
No, there's something wrong.
Huh?
Pedro, get me a bowl.
A bowl?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Father, do you have a pair of scissors?
Coming right up.
There.
Well, now, I wonder why I didn't think of that.
Maybe it's because you've been eating too many cloves.
Yeah, Jug, what do you think of it?
Me look funny. Me look like you.
Yeah.
Put me horse.
Oh, your horse? Oh, we'll get you the horse as soon as we find one that fits you.
Is that going to be a job? I swear. I don't know how we're going to find it, but we'll find it for you. You bet your life we will.
Occurred entirely too often, Captain. And we feel as the selectmen of both cities that it's our duty to see that something's done about it.
We can't wait for Commissioner Wright to arrive.
We sent word for Dean to meet you here.
Oh, there he comes now.
Howdy. Eddie. You sent for me, Captain Hadley?
Yeah, sit down, Eddie.
Thanks.
These gentlemen sent for you because they felt as Indian agents you'd sign a report that Eagle Feather and his tribe have broken their treaty.
Well, that's not true. I've investigated every raid, and I'm sure it's Wild Horse and his band of outlaws who are responsible.
Wild Horse, Eagle Feather, any other Indian, they're all alike. They're not to be trusted.
Chief Eagle Feather swears that his tribe is not guilty. He's telling the truth.
He could be lying.
He wouldn't lie to me. I'm the same as a son to him.
Tell you what I'll do, Eddie. I'll hold off doing anything against the Indians if you'll bring Eagle Feather in for a little talk. If he can convince me, as he has you, of the innocence of his people, I'll give you some men and my full cooperation to capture Wild Horse and whoever else is behind this trouble.
Fair enough. I'll bring him in.
Well, we got him just as you ordered.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's gentle as a lamb. Got plenty of fire, though.
Well, where is he?
Father Sullivan's holding him right down the street there.
Why, he's perfect, Ezra.
This is going to make Brown Jug the happiest little boy in all the world.
I'm riding the trail to dreamland to meet the by the stars above. Ride along, ride along on a range that's blooming with clover. Ride away, oh my journey soon will be over. I'm heading where someone's waiting, the one I'm dreaming of. I'm riding the trail to dreamland to meet the one I love. Ride along, ride along, on a range that's blooming with clover. Ride away, oh my journey soon will be over. I'm heading where someone's waiting, the one I'm dreaming of. I'm riding the trail to dreamland to meet the one I love.
Hey, Eddie,
Huh? Oh,
you singing about that gal back at the compound?
well, I did have her in mind.
Yeah. The way she feels about you, the only dreamland you'll ever know is when she hits you over the head with a flat iron.
You and your joke.
What are you laughing at? Come on, let's get going. Come on.
Little brown jug, I think your waiting days are just about over. Look over there by the gate. Whoopee! Not so fast now. Do you remember what we rehearsed? Yes, ma'am. Now, don't forget.
Well, cowboy, here's that pony we've been promising you, and he's all yours.
My humble words of gratitude cannot convey in you my sincere appreciation for your benevolent generosity.
What kind of language has he been learning?
Mount up. One little, two little, three little Indians, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Indians, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Indians, 10 little Indian boys.
Ooh, 10 little, 9 little, 8 little Indians, 7 little, 6 little, 5 little Indians, 4 little, 3 little, 2 little Indians, 1 little Indians boy.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little cowboys, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little cowboys, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little cowboys, 10 great big cowboys.
10 little, 9 little, 8 little cowboys, 7 little, 6 little, 9 little cowboys, 6 little, 3 little, 4 little cowboys, 2 little cowboys. Oh, what a cowboy!
And that's the way it's been, Commissioner, one raid after another. Why, there's hardly a citizen in the whole town who can venture outside of his own door without fear for his life.
Commissioner Wright, you have arrived just in time, probably, to avert a disaster to this entire community.
Yes, sir. We've tried to reason with your agent, Eddie Dean, but having been raised by the Indians himself, we feel that he's prejudiced.
Sounds very serious.
It is.
Howdy, Commissioner Wright.
Hello, Dean.
This is a surprise. I didn't know you were coming to town.
Why didn't you notify me things were in such a bad state?
But, Commissioner, it was nothing that Captain Hadley and I couldn't straighten out. Didn't feel it was necessary to bother you. Merely a renegade situation.
I've been informed differently.
I've been convinced that your Indians have broken their treaty. And for your failure in reporting it, I'm removing you as Indian agent.
We got tired of complaining to you and seeing nothing done about it. But, Commissioner, Captain Hadley agreed to let me bring the chief in for a hearing.
It's entirely out of your hands now, and until I can appoint a new man, I'll take charge. Captain Hadley, I'll accompany you to Fort Bend and get enough troops to drive that tribe clear out of this part of the country, back into the hills.
As you say, Mr. Commissioner.
Commissioner, I tell you, you're wrong. Those people are innocent of the charges. But a war on them now without reason would ruin the peace we've been trying to bring about. You'll move civilization along this frontier back 10 years.
Don't listen to him. You're hearing an Indian talk.
No. But you're going to hear one talk whether you like it or not. I'm still bringing in Chief Eagle Feather to tell his side of the story.
I'm sure, Commissioner, you're interested only in facts. The terrible facts which speak for themselves.
This whole thing has boiled up to a dangerous point, and I'm not taking any chances here with no men. Captain Hadley, you and I are riding over to the fort to get the troops immediately. Hold Eagle Feather here until we get back. At least we'll hear what he has to say.
I'm taking this matter into my own hands. If they believe you, it'll be our only chance to avoid more suffering for your people.
My people ready to make war. They believe you failed them.
I haven't failed them yet. That's why you must come with me.
Me go.
Tell Young Bear to keep him quiet.
Hey, that's an agate.
When Commissioner Wright and Captain Hadley get back from the fort with their troops, they're to have a meeting with Eagle Feather. Now, you know what that would do to us.
We've got to prevent that meeting.
I get you.
We got to get rid of Eddie Dean, too. The way he feels toward us, it's only a matter of time to get onto our plan to get the Antelope Valley in our possession.
You've got to work fast, Chico, and make no mistakes.
Don't worry. Eagle Feather and Eddie Dean will be along any minute now. There they are.
Wild horse! We're plenty outnumbered. Run for it! Try to make the compound.
There they go.
Renegade Indian.
Indian, cut it.
Here, Chief.
You'll be safer here. I'll stay back.
What's going on out here?
What's all the confusion? You ever use one of these?
Well, I can try.
Well, you better.
Chico. Chico.
Poor little brown jug. You'll ride no more. By his own people.
They weren't all Indians out there, Eddie. I recognized Chico.
Dead.
What are you going to do?
This time I'm going hunting. I'm picking up their trail.
Well, by George, I'm going with you then. Eddie.
Go to your hideout, Wild Horse. I'll get your money and bring it to you.
You follow Wild Horse. See where he goes. I'll follow Chico.
I'll follow him, but I won't get close to him.
You can drop that. Might be easier on you, Chico, if you did a little explaining.
You're not telling me what to do.
Lock this man up, Marshal.
What's the charge?
Murder. I'll hunt up Judge Cummins and arrange a hearing.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I do. That's why I brought you along. I may need a witness. Now, that marshal's not a real lawman. He's just an appointee, and unless I miss my guess, he's just as crooked as the rest of them.
How are you going to prove it?
If he lets Chico out.
What'll that tell you?
Well, he'll run to whoever he's working for to tip him off. That's who I want.
Get up the street and tell Marks what's happened. Hurry.
Eddie, you certainly know your men.
Yeah, there's one thing I don't know. That's a why and wherefore, but I have an idea how to find out.
Where are you going?
Into the recording office.
Now, Eddie, you feel this is altogether the proper procedure for us to take?
The proper procedure is not the question when we're trying to prove the guilt of real criminals.
I know he's somewhere in town. Because he told the marshal he'd look up Judge Cummings.
This makes it perfect. He's played right into our hands. With the evidence of the Indian raid on the compound and his siding with them against us, we've got every right to kill him on sight.
All I hope is I see him first.
Here's something interesting, Father. These are claims to every Indian's land in Antelope Valley, including Indian Charlie's. Now, they've been recorded under the names of Jim Rockwood, Lynn Matthews, and Duke Marks. Will this open Commissioner Wright's eyes?
Yes, as to the who, but not as to the why. Eddie, that land is very fertile, but it's not worth killing over.
That's where you're wrong, Father. That valley has vast deposits of silver, and whoever tries to cash in on it, why, their returns would be fabulous.
Silver? Are you sure?
I've known it a long time. I was hoping no other white man would ever know it, because I realize the unhappiness a man's greed can cause the Indians.
Now I understand.
This is a showdown, Father.
Eddie, can't you settle this without further bloodshed?
I can try. They've a lot to pay for. It'll be up to them.
Wild Horse, I thought I told you to stay at the hideout till you heard from me.
Me wait, you no come.
Your job was to nail Eagle Feather and Dean. You slipped up on both of them. Now, you don't get paid off till you complete the job.
They're here in town somewhere.
Boy, have I had a merry chase. I located them renegade Indians' hideout, but they led me right back here into town.
Well, then we can get them all together.
But you realize we're outnumbered?
Yeah.
Look, there's plenty of them.
Can't you get any help in this town?
No. The good ones are afraid of them, and the bad ones are with them. Father, you better go back to the compound.
No. My place is here with you. But let me reason with them.
All right. But they're plenty tough.
I'll say they're tough. And there's only one way to get under the skin, and that's with lead.
We can try my way first.
We'll split up and get them.
Luck to kill a padre.
Duke Marks, I'm asking you and your men to lay down your guns.
Keep out of this and stay where you are, Padre.
It does not come within your right to take a life.
Quit your preaching. I advise you not to take another step. Got a chance.
Hope we don't run out of ammunition, Eddie. In my roll. Feather. I'm a squaw man. I like Indians. Eddie? Eagle Feather and his braves sure saved the day for us.
Yeah, wonder how he knew we needed it.
Well, you can lay the blame of that on to me. I tipped him off where to find Wild Horse. And my only worry was that he wouldn't get here in time.
Ezra, this time I'll have one.
What? Oh, why, sure, Father.
I mean a clove.
Oh, clove. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm glad that's all you wanted.
Here, don't forget my lunch basket.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, my son.
Thanks for your hospitality. I've enjoyed it, even though it was forced on me.
And I hope you win your lawsuit.
Thanks, Father.
Can I help you in your case?
Get away from my whiskey samples. You've sampled enough.
All right. I'll sample my own then.
Well, we're ready to leave now. And in addition to saying goodbye, I want you to know how happy we are that you've been restored as Indian agent.
Thanks, Miss Twitchell.
And one more thing. Remember, whatever happens, happens for the best.
Oh, yes. I hope you and Miss Melody have a nice trip.
All aboard. Come on, Miss Twitchell.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, Miss Twitchell.
All right, get rolling. Well, thanks to you, Father Sullivan's going to have a mighty fine school teacher to help him out with his work.
What?
Look who's sitting right over there.